Hi Vera, this is Baba. I found a new series of books to read to you. It's about two mice, a boy mouse and a girl mouse, and their names are Cornbread and Poppy. Cornbread and Poppy are written by Matthew Cordell. Let me get started here. Chapter 1, The First Snow. It was winter. The first snowflake had fallen. We still have snow in our yard, but not much. Cornbread was home, putting away all he had foraged from harvest time. Foraging is looking around for food. He had collected fruit preserves, which is like jelly, grains, and cheeses. In the fall, Cornbread worried he would not have enough food to get through the winter. But he also loved to plan and prepare. It took a lot of planning to get through those long, cold winter months when there would not be any food outside for mice to eat. Cornbread's best friend, Poppy, was not one to worry, though. She loved adventure. She loved to ride bikes. She loved to take hikes, and she loved to play on the swing set with Cornbread at her house. But she did not love to plan or prepare, and she did not love to forage or look around for food. She always put it off till the very last minute, and she was almost out of food. Boom, boom, there was a knock at Cornbread's door. "It's time to forage for winter," yelled Poppy. "But Poppy," said Cornbread, "it is winter. You didn't get your food? Surely it's all gone by now." "What do you mean, all gone?" "Don't you remember," asked Cornbread, "when I asked you to come with me to get your cheese from Sam's dairy? He's almost out now. And what did you say? You said, 'But I was riding my bike.'" "I'll do it later." "Don't you remember," asked Cornbread, "when I offered to help you get your grain from Horsefeather's fields? 'There's not much left,' I said, and what did you say?" "No, I'll do it later, but I was going hiking that day." "Don't you remember," asked Cornbread, "when I told you to pick your berries from Grandma Winkle's farm? 'They're almost gone,' I said, and what did you say?" "No, I'll do it later. I'm playing on my swing set." A winter without food is a dangerous thing. "Oh, no, Cornbread," said Poppy. "Oh, no, Poppy," said Cornbread. "Come on, Poppy, let's ask around and see if there's any food left for you." Well, Sam was out of cheese. Horsefeather was out of grains. Grandma Winkle was all out of berries. "Maybe," said Poppy, "one of my neighbors has extra." "You shouldn't have waited so long," said old Larry, the town grump, and he slammed the door. "What now?" asked Cornbread. He couldn't let his best friend go hungry. "I'll give you some of my food." "But," said Poppy, "then you won't have enough to last the winter. I don't know what to do." Poppy looked out the window. She looked out over the town and past the valley where all the food had already been foraged. And then she looked up at the mountain. "There might be food on Holler Mountain," said Poppy. "Holler Mountain? No one goes up Holler Mountain," shrieked Cornbread. It was true. No one dared go up Holler Mountain. They both looked out the window and up at the mountain, and they shivered. Holler Mountain. "There are steep, slippery rocks on Holler Mountain. You could fall," said Cornbread. "I know," said Poppy. "And there are owls on Holler Mountain. Owls eat mice." "I know," said Poppy. "Miss Ruthie went up Holler Mountain to forage for food, and she never came back." "I know," said Poppy. It was a sad story. Miss Ruthie was the only mouse to ever dare go up Holler Mountain. It was years ago, and she was never seen or heard from since. No one ever went up the mountain again. But it's the only way, said Poppy. The only way? Asked Cornbread. Cornbread was worried, and he didn't love adventure like Poppy did. But Poppy was his best friend, and he could not let her go alone. I'm coming with you, he said. They collected Poppy's wagon and harvesting supplies. They bundled up in scarves, hats, and jackets, and they began their climb up the mountain. It's very steep. Up, up, up the mountain they went, and so far so good, there were no owls. But they had not found any food yet either, and a heavier snow had now begun to fall. Are those blackberry bushes? Poppy asked. Strangely, all the berries had been picked. Up the mountain they went. The snow continued to fall. Are those corn stalks? Asked Cornbread. The corn was all gone too. Up the mountain they went. The snow was getting deeper, and it was getting harder and harder to climb. Is that wheat up there? Asked Poppy. Just then, a large shadow flew over their path. They looked up. An owl! They screamed. They dropped the wagon and ran for the nearest bush. The snow crunch, 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 crunched around them. The owl had landed. Sniff, sniff. Is that mice I smell? Said a voice. Cornbread and Poppy shivered, and the bush shivered. I like mice, said the voice. And the bush shivered. Poppy grabbed a stone and stood up. I'll save you, Cornbread. Run! She threw the rock at the owl's toe. Ouch! Why'd you do that? Cried the owl. I like mice. Mice are my friends. Oh, we thought owls just liked to eat mice, said Poppy. Not me, said the owl. I'm a vegetarian. The large, fluffy, sniffling owl towered over them. I'm Bernard, he said. I'm sorry, Bernard. I'm Cornbread. I'm sorry, Bernard. I'm Poppy. Well, what are you doing on the mountain? Said Bernard. I don't often see mice up here. We were looking for food, said Cornbread. I know a place with food and lots of it, said Bernard. Cornbread and Poppy liked the sound of that. Can you show us? Asked Poppy, collecting their wagon. I sure can. It's faster if you jump on, said Bernard, and he offered them a wagon ride. Oh, they didn't take the wagon. They just flew on the back of the owl. The food problem. A few moments later, they touched down at a small cabin. Smoke was puffing out of a chimney. This is my friend's house, said Bernard. The cabin door slowly creaked open, and an old mouse came out to greet them. Miss Ruthie! You know Miss Ruthie? Said Bernard, Cornbread, and Poppy all at once. Cornbread, Poppy, why I haven't seen you two in ages, said Miss Ruthie. Come inside and get warm. Goodbye, friends, said Bernard, flapping his great big wings, lifting up and away into Holler Mountain. Oh, now they have their wagon. Wonder how that happened. Miss Ruthie, we thought you were a goner, said Cornbread. I was a goner, all right. I'd gone and moved up here to the mountain because I like being alone. I'm happy finally to have some mice to keep me company, though. What brings you up here? Said Miss Ruthie. They explained Poppy's food problem. Bernard seemed to think you had some food you could share, asked Poppy sheepishly. Oh, do I? Said Miss Ruthie. I've been saving for years. I'm the only mouse who forages up here on Holler Mountain. Take all you want. There were jars and jars of berry jelly, bags and bags of grain, hunks and hunks of cheese. But you have to have a cup of Miss Ruthie's tea before you go, she said. And there they are having tea with Miss Ruthie. It was getting late. Miss Ruthie helped Cornbread and Poppy load up the food in their wagon. She even gave them a canister of her special tea leaves to go. And then she fastened snow skis to their feet and to their wagon for a speedy journey home. "Thank you so much, Miss Ruthie," said Poppy. "You're a real lifesaver. What can I ever do to make it up to you?" "Oh, just come back and visit sometime," said Miss Ruthie. Cornbread and Poppy zipped back down the mountain on their skis. Naturally, Poppy loved it. Cornbread was surprised because he loved it too. It was quite an adventure. At Poppy's house, they unloaded and put away all the food. The snow was very deep by then. Cornbread helped Poppy shovel her walkway. They had a cup of Miss Ruthie's tea to reward themselves for a job well done. "Two old friends," said Poppy. "Let's ski some more," said Cornbread. "Shouldn't we shovel the walkway at your house, Cornbread? It's almost dark." "Nah, we'll do it later," he said. That's the end. Those goofy mice. What a name, Cornbread. All right, there'll be another adventure of Cornbread and Poppy. See you later. Bye.